Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I just did a video about saving laser time, and this is even going to save more, particularly if you were doing multiple rows. I'm going to get out tag cuts, Roy Brewer's tag cuts, and I'm going to put in, I made it with a 1-inch radius, so I'm going to put in 1 inch, 1-inch radius, and I'm going to create, let's make it 6 by 2, and it did that. So it's and if you don't understand what's going on here, it's putting separated lines so you don't have to cut lines twice. Like that's just one line. If we ungroup that, we can tell. Now the only disadvantage is, if there's a disadvantage to tag cuts, is now you can't put anything in the center and you can't really have anything else here on the page. But I moved that cross. I'm going to right click and, well, I'm going to copy it over to this page, and I'm going to paste it, so that's my cross. But I can't center the cross perfectly in there. And if you wanted to do it perfectly, if you wanted to do it, you're just using this for a shipping crate, but I'm trying to explain it for other things. We're going to set our nudge factor on 20. And this is like 18. So now I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool. I'm going to Smart Fill and nudge up, Smart Fill and nudge up. And what I'm doing, I'm creating a new object. And then we can go right up here and I can left click. We'll do them in black just to keep them different. Now, since I've got a new object, that's going to snap to if I grab the center, it'll snap to the center. Now, what's cool about this, if we zoom in here, I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and snap to that, and then Control D, Control D, Control D. Then all you have to do is really grab these 5, hit the plus key in your keyboard, holding down your control button, and then it'll really snap to it. But this is a shipping crate. Now, if it had to be perfect, all you'd have to do is do what we did before, Control D, make a duplicate, and have it snap to it. And then you just do the same thing. See, if you use Control D, that's sometimes when you do it. So make sure you just get the cross. Control D, and then move this over to that center, and then Control D, Control D. Now you've got all that done. You could actually, if you hold down the Alt key, you can grab just those black lines and hit delete. Hold down the Alt key. Alt key is anything it touches is going to delete. And I deleted, you can see what it's trying to do, so it's going to flag what it's doing. And I'm going to hit delete. And remember, our nudge factor was at 20, so we're just going to nudge them back, and there you go. And you're going to save a lot of time. In the previous video on just cutting out 4, I saved 1 minute 15 seconds. This is even going to be more, because you've got 12, plus you got these center lines it's not having to cut. In lieu, and some people are going to go, you know, if you didn't watch the first video, if you cut this out separately, it would have to cut these lines out twice. So you can use tag cuts, but there's I'm not going to say a problem, but there's a few things you have to do to get the units back in there. Anyway, hope that helped.